NFC West championship for Seattle or a playoff berth for the Rams. They can wear their Santa Booch gear. Discussing that. Football 101. Take it away, guys.
All right, thank you. We taking people into art class today, or what are we doing here 101? Well, I mean, we saw a great piece on Russell Wilson. Just a good dude, obviously a great football player, but
yeah, he is.
Great matchup today, a chance to win the division once again. But man, this Rams team gave him a lot of problems the last time, and we know a big part of this, right, is Jalen Ramsey on DK Metcalf. But sometimes everybody else is playing zone. Right. Jalen Ramsey loves to, hey, I got to make my play on my guy man-to-man. We leave a whole zone wide open on the left-hand side. Got to be able to find that. Nice job there by Russell Wilson. Oh, yeah. Jalen Ramsey's over on the right. DK Metcalf on the left. You got to take a shot. Right now. You got to know when that guy is not being covered by Jalen Ramsey. Give him an opportunity down the field.
Makes you going way over there anyway.
And then here's the last thing. They're so aggressive on the back end because they believe in their front end and Aaron Donald that you've got to be ready to take these opportunities. You see the safety sitting there trying to take the over. You got a chance for a post. Got to let that thing go. And so there's some opportunities to be had. He just wasn't able to take advantage of them last time. 0 touchdowns, 2 interceptions for Russell Wilson against the Rams first time.
And this Seahawks offense goes best with Metcalf making plays up the field or Lockett making plays up the field. What Russ has to do in this situation, even with Ramsey on, he has to trust these guys that they can come down with those tight plays. Even though it looks like they're covered, you got to give them the opportunity to come and make plays because both of them can catch contested passes. Come on, Russ. This is a big game now. This is why I believe they will win this game because of Russ giving those guys opportunity.
Yeah, we just talked about the MVP. I mean, that guy started out like an MVP. I mean, he fell off a little bit, not in the conversation anymore, but that guy's still in the conversation. Patrick Mahomes, huge game today. And coming up next, we got some bold predictions.
He's the best in the world at it, man.
That's good stuff right there.
I appreciate that, guys.
Really
I appreciate that. That's what I do when I'm hiding from my 3 children. Jalen Hurts has kept everything moving in an upward direction. Philly's just been going downhill for much of the year. How do they keep this thing going with Hurts today?
Well, just keep doing what you're doing. I mean, this young man has just made plays, and what I love is that he got better from week 1 to week 2.
Right.
I expect him to be better today. I mean, let's be honest. This Cowboys team is not very good. They're giving up a lot of rushing yards. Where their salvaging thing is by creating turnovers. Protect the football, keep making plays. I don't see why they can't win another game and put themselves in this if Washington loses.
You said protect the football. He hasn't thrown an interception yet. Knock on wood. And he's, this zone read stuff and RPO stuff is so perfect for this kid. He's doing it more than Carson Wentz did, more than Nick Foles did, and they're majoring in it. And you talk about doing this stuff against the Cowboys defense, who isn't very good against stopping the run. They're just going to, they can win this division, and you know what? It's very possible, people.
Boy, I knew people would start saying it, and the answer is yes, they waited too long. All that noise we heard talking about this kid wasn't ready, please. You talked about it, Kurt. The first week we said, well, now we want to see you throw it. He came out the next week, and he threw it. I mean, it's just incredible. It is over in Philadelphia for Carson Wentz. It's over. I told Kurt something was going down, and you said, why you say that? Now you see something was going down. and let me say this, too. If it had been a receiver right before the game started that put it out that I want to now be traded, we would have ripped him a new one. We would have tore him up. We would have gotten all over him. But we let Wentz skate on that.
I just want to make a point, too, is that when you say, we waited too long, oftentimes in practice, you don't get to see that kind of playmaking ability, right? You're running a scheme and you're running his play and you got to throw from inside the pocket.
That's the exact same team. You can see something. That's the exact same team that Wentz had. The exact same team. I mean, didn't nobody else come back to really help. That's the exact same team, and it looks like that.
No, but that's what I'm saying is it's hard to tell that in practice. That he's that kind of playmaker. But I think the point, now you open things up and go, just play football, and you start to see all these things that were probably hard to see in practice.
I think the point was that the quarterback that was in front of the eye test was failing it miserably, so why not go to the kid to see what was happening? And that might have been what's happening too late. And to your point, Michael, there is help on the way. Deshaun Jackson expected to be playing in this game today for the Philadelphia Eagles against the Dallas Cowboys. Meanwhile, Washington needs to keep winning, and they might be starting the quarterback stripped of the captaincy for today. Mike Garafolo.
Rich, all that hubbub about Dwayne Haskins pushed the main storyline for this week further into the week, and that is Ron Rivera with the chance to clinch the division with his new team against his former team. So familiarity and motivation on the side of Rivera, as well as 19 other coaches and staff members who came here to Washington along with him. But I spoke to Panthers coach Matt Rule, and he says, you know, it kind of works both ways. Our guys know them, and our guys are motivated to play against their former position coaches and head coaches as well. And Rule said he's not really pushing the revenge factor for his guys, but he is telling them, you're telling us you know exactly what they're going to do. Well, it's on you to go out there and stop them from doing it. So we'll see if Carolina can play spoiler. Rich, I know the other teams in the NFC East are saying, yeah, please do that today.
I got you. That's Mike Garafolo joining us from Landover, Maryland, where, again, we are expected to see Antonio Gibson play. Keenan Allen's game time. Tyreek expected to go. No Terry McLaurin expected. And Allen Robinson against his former team in Jacksonville. You know he wants to win that one and play in it. Last night, boy, it looked really dark for the Dolphins. Down by, they're up by one, but out of timeouts. Here comes Josh Jacobs sliding to take some more time off the clock with the Raiders down by one, set up in this position by a questionable pass interference penalty. Tua out of the game after the Raiders settled for a field goal, and Fitzmagic happens. Also a defense that you got to wonder what they were thinking. But this 34-yarder to Mac Hollins completed with a hand in the face mask of Ryan Fitzpatrick to set up the game winner, and that's how the Dolphins maintain their own destiny control going into week 17. Had they lost this one, the Ravens would currently be in the 7th seed with control of their own destiny. Instead, that still belongs to the Dolphins, who take on the Bills in week 17. The Bills have a Monday night week 16 finale against the Patriots. The Browns and the Colts would have had winning-in scenarios all set up just for today. They still can have that.
And stats powered by AWS. We're going to look at one area that's a little surprising about Patrick Mahomes and could play a factor with Clyde Edwards-Helaire not being in the game. It's his number of touchdowns thrown behind the line of scrimmage. So if you break it down by air yards, of course there's 11 deep, but there's also 9 behind the line of scrimmage, 3 of which are actually wide receiver jet sweeps. So, Mooch, what can we expect today with no Clyde Edwards-Helaire from Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid?
When I was coaching, all you'd get was maybe a screen pass to a running back if you wanted a touchdown. Now these jet sweeps like you're talking about are crazy stuff. All right, here, look at Anthony Sherman right here. He's on the edge, like he's going to block the edge over here. And here comes watch the defense. Everybody's pulling this with a shuffle pass inside. Look at this. Who taught him that, Andy? Look at, boom. That was too easy. All right, that's a touchdown pass, okay? Let's do it again with a different personnel group and different formation. There's your guy, Travis Kelce. All right, we're going to come here. Everything's going to pull to the right like sprint. Linebackers are coming. Block the edge. Let's shovel past that inside there. I like it, man. Andy Reid's thinking out of the box. 9 touchdowns from behind the line of scrimmage. Are you kidding me? That's awesome.
Now let's shovel pass it to Rich.
I will do that. I'm behind the line of scrimmage, too. Top vote getters by position. They're right there on the screen. Earlier this week, the NFL celebrated the accomplishments of the league's best players. The Pro Bowl players revealed, presented by The Run. Here's a look at the leading vote getters right here. A couple of the Chiefs leading the way at their positions. Top vote getters by position on the screen. Derrick Henry, DK Metcalf, and Travis Kelce, along with Patrick Mahomes. Top vote getters in the Pro Bowl. If you're playing against Alvin Kamara in your fantasy championship game.
All right, Aditi, thank you very much. Irv, this is going to be a good one, man. Oh. All right, let's talk about this AFC North, because can these Steelers hold off these Browns and win this darn division?
Coach, I was going to tell you that I'm really worried about that, the ability to do that. But then I hear about the Browns losing all their receivers. Yeah. That's going to be a tough game today.
Playing the Jets, Mike. They're playing the Jets.
But they're losing a lot of receivers. And Rich, you guys already lost Trevor Lawrence. They might as well win another game. So, you know what I mean, and feel good about that. But for the Steelers, let me tell you my concern. My concern, and everybody is looking at the ornaments on the tree. They're talking about the drop passes. I know they lead the league with 35 drop passes. Talking about, they can't run since week 13. They're last with only 50 yards a game. But The offensive line here is the problem, Coach. They're on their third group as an offensive line in the last 3 games trying to find. This is not about